Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about volumes of prisms. Let's get started. Here we have a few area formulas that we're going to go over. The first area formula is area of a square. That's just a simple length times width, or length times width like this. We have a rectangle, and as usual we have length times the width for that. For a parallelogram, for that we have the base times the height. A triangle, I'm going to rewrite this a little differently. For a triangle, that would be 1/2 times base times height. And for a trapezoid, that would be A plus B, so side A plus side B, times the height all over 2. So these are very important area formulas that you need to know in order to continue with this lesson. For volume of a prism, that is volume equals capital B times H. You can also write it V equals BH like that. But that capital B specifically means that the area of one 2D shape times the height. So this is the area of one 2D shape times the regular height. Let's take a look at some examples. These examples are from Big Ideas Math, their worksheet. So let's do, okay. So for number 1, find the volume of the prism. So for this, I'm going to find my 2D shape. I'm going to find my 2D shape, which is right here. My 2D shape, that tells me that this is a rectangular prism. I'm going to write that above. Rectangular prism. Okay. So, as you can see in my purple, it shows the 2D shape, of my rectangle. And you can see on my rectangle that the area formula for that is area equals length times width. So I'm going to write area equals, I'm going to write my other formula first. I'm going to write volume equals capital B times H. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do my other area formula, length times width, and I'm going to plug everything in. So I'm going to do that, and for that, area equals length times width, that's 5 times 4, so area equals 5 times 4, plus the height, now we have to add here, so that was the base, now we have to add the height, which is 3. So my equation in my head, in your calculator, however you're doing your math, that would be 5 times 4 times 3. 5 times 4 times 3 is 60. So your volume is 60 And since we're talking about volume here, we have to do inches cubed. Inches cubed. Inches to the power of 3. So I'm gonna right here, I'm gonna make a little note for myself that volume, you have to put the label, and you have to put, this is your label, and then you have to make it cubed. Okay, let's do another example. Number 2. Let's do, okay. So for number 2, we have this triangle here, and we have 12, 10, 16. So I'm going to try and I'm going to find my triangle shape first. And I found it right here. And I'm going to write my formula that, so I'm going to write that this is a triangular prism. Triangular prism. And I'm going to write down my formula for volume. Volume equals base times height. Base times height. And for volume of area of a triangle, which is our capital B, I'm going to put area equals, let's go back to our formula sheet. For a triangle, area equals 1/2 times base times height. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. You can also do base times height divided by 2. But I'm going to do 1/2 times base times height. So for that, that would be our bases 10, so that would be 1/2 times 10 times 12. And then when we're adding our height, over here our other height, that would be times 16. So into your calculator, you would do 1/2 times 10 times 12 times 16, which is 960. Remember, for volume, we have to take our unit, which is meters, and put it as cubed. Okay, let's look at our last example for this page. We have another triangle, so we do know how to do this one. So I'm going to write, like we did before, our triangle. I'm going to highlight it. And then I'm going to take our formula, volume equals base times height, put in our area formula for our B, capital B, put in our area formula 1/2 times base times height, and then I'm going to plug everything in. Area equals 1/2 times 3 times 5. And when we bring down this h over here, which is 12 times 12. So if you do that in a calculator, that would be 1/2 times 3, 1/2 times 3 times 5 times 12, which is volume equals 90. Volume equals 90 feet cubed. And this is a triangular prism. Okay. Take a moment to look over this. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 is this very, very skinny rectangle that we have here. So I'm going to find my 2D shape, which is down here. Now, since we are multiplying, it does not matter the way you multiply. If you find your 2D shape up here, and you want to do 2 times 11 first, then you can. But for me, I learned the way that you have to find your bottom 2D shape like this, or where most of your numbers are, and then do that first. So, since this, since this is a rectangle, I'm going to write my area formula. Volume equals, volume formula, base times height. Plug in my area formula, length times width, and now we have times the height. I'm putting that in parentheses. Area equals, we have 2 and 3 as our numbers, so our length would be 2, and our width would be 3, times 11, because remember, we're bringing down this number, which is this number, the height. I like to think of the height as tall, so I'm going to put that like that in my thing. So that is volume equals 2 times 3 times 11. So 2 times 3 times 11, which is 66 centimeters cubed. And this is a rectangular prism. Okay. Moving on. This shape looks a little different. Let's choose another color. How about this light blue? Okay. This is a little different shape. We have a pentagon here. Now, as far as I can recall, if we go back to our area formula sheet, I don't see any ones that show a area of a pentagon, which is why they have given us the capital B part, which means we don't have to do all of this extra work that we did before. We can just simply go ahead and plug in our volume equals base times height formula. So here we have volume equals 60, which is our B. Then we have our height here, which is 5. Our height. So 60 times 5. This should be an easy one. It's a quick fact. If you don't know, then please type it in your calculator. Please don't make any mistakes during this process, because one mistake can ruin the entire problem. So I do recommend you check your work. But 60 times 5 is 300. Which in this unit it is feet. So we're going to do feet cubed. Okay. Number 6. New color. Let's do this dark purple. Okay. So we have, like the last problem, they have given us our base. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in our volume formula. Base times height. But I do want to know which 2D shape this is. So I'm going to count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this has 8 sides. And that's called an octagonal prism. I'm not 100% sure. I think this is called a pentagonal prism. I'm not 100% sure about these two. But for this volume, you would do volume equals base times height. And you would do, we would plug in our thing for 80 times our height, which is 11. So, if you don't know this at the top of your head, then make sure that you are using a calculator. It is always nice to check your work. 11 times 80 is 880. 880 meters cubed. Don't forget to visit our website at tinyurl.com/myquicklessons. Our website includes exclusive materials like worksheets, access to Q&A sessions, videos, and more. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.